engineers that raced for the factory. Well, that's not really true. These guys started this stuff in the lunchroom, wanting to go fast on Woodward Avenue and Detroit Dragway, and they all worked for Chrysler. And back then, in 1961, 62, you had a 409 Chevrolet, period. And if you had more money than that, you had a 421 Pontiac. And then there were a few of the Fords around, but nobody paid a lot of attention to the Chrysler cars back then. Chrysler did not have an image of being race-oriented. In the mid-50s, Chrysler's idea of selling cars were four-door sedans to people 55 years and older. Well, these guys figured out how to make these Chryslers that nobody wanted to pay attention to go fast. And they did it on their own at night. They would come home, eat supper, hug the wife, and go work on the car. And we've all done that, and it's tough, believe me. But eventually they worked into situations where some of them were actually paid race people, you know, to run the race programs and stuff for Chrysler. The difference in the Chrysler programs and the Chevrolet and Ford programs, the Chrysler programs, we all worked together. And when we went testing, and these guys were running the test, and guys like myself came and ran the cars, and we might run 2 camshafts or 3 camshafts on a day. We may change heads. We do all kinds of stuff. We left there that day, we knew what was better or what didn't work. Then these guys passed that information to the other racers. So a lot of times we were 2 or 3 weeks ahead of the other guys. But they had the same parts that we did as quick as they could be, the cams ground or the heads fixed or whatever we came up with, an intake or whatever. And these are the guys that made it all happen. Some of them were involved in the round track program, and good gracious, everybody knows what the Petties did with the round track cars and stuff. Well, these are the guys that made it all work. These are the guys that made people like myself be able to get out there and earn a really good living and just love what we did. And we'll start here. This is the godfather of the Hemi, Mr. Hoover. Dick Stoglin. He was just a kid when I met him. Now he's grown. Great guy. Hard to get him to talk to younger. He's not like Mr. Tom Coddington. Barnes. I'm sorry? Daniel. Barnes Daniels. My mind, I'm old. That's a Daniel. Mike Buckles. He was one of the drivers for the Ram cars. John Worley. And Buddy Martin, and Al Adams, who I had the pleasure of doing a lot of work with. Al was I guess you call him the coordinator of the test program. He kept us all straight at the test and told us what we were doing was right or wrong. And so what I want to do, Dave. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Now this is a gentleman here, Dave Rockwell. He wrote the book and put the book together, The Ram Chargers.